Alright, I'm late, but CSEC Maths Paper 1 2026 May June. So number 1 asks negative 3 squared plus negative 2 squared is equal to. I started some of these, but just a few in the beginning. So number 1, negative 3 squared plus negative 2 squared is the same as saying negative 3 times negative 3 plus negative 2 times negative 2. So negative 3 times negative 3, negative times a negative, it becomes positive 9, plus negative 2 times negative 2 becomes positive 4. So 9 plus 4 is equal to 13. That's number 1. And then number 2, when 0.45 is written as a common fraction in its simplest form, the result is, so the 0.45, you can multiply both sides by 100 to get it in its fraction form. So 100 times 0.45 is equal to 45 over 100, and the denominator already is 1. So 45 over 100, no option for that is there, so you have to divide both sides now by 5. Divide both sides by 5. So 45 divided by 5 is equal to 9. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So the answer is A. And then number 3, what number when added to 1/3 gives 2? So number 3, so a number added to 1/3, let me write it, 1 and 1/3 plus x is equal to 2. So to find x, you can just bring the 1 and 1/3 over to the other side. So x is now equal to 2 minus, because when you bring a number over to the other side of the equation, the sign in front of it changes. It was positive before, so now it's negative. 1 and 1/3. This is the same as 2 times 3 in the numerator. 6 over 3 is the same as 2 minus 1 times 3 plus 1 minus 4 over 3. So 6 minus 4, that's 2 over 3. And that's number 3. Now number 4, if 235 times 48.7 is equal to 11445, 11445.5, then 23.5. So the number originally is 111,444.5, and then I brought the decimal place one place to the left for the 235, so it also moves one place to the left for the product. And then they had 48.7, and now they have 0.487, so the decimal place moved 2 places to the left, so we moved 2 more places to the left, so the answer is 11.4445, and that's A. Alright, now number 5. Items 6 and 5 refer to the following table, which shows the amount of money an umpire earns for the number of matches he officiates during a T20 cricket tournament. Umpires are paid a flat fee up front for appearing in the tournament and a fixed rate for each match. they officiate. So number of matches in the table: 3, 4, 5, 6. Amount earned: 2,250, 2,500. So you can see that the difference between each matches as the number of matches increases is 250. So 2,250 plus 250 is 500, then plus 250 again, 2,750. So the difference is 250. This is like a sequence question, and then 2,750 times 3,000 is 250, and they have to multiply this by some number n. So what we need to find is the constant number c. So the n would be the number of matches is equal to amount earned. That's the equation for this. So if we substitute 250 times 3, n equals 3, plus c is equal to the amount earned, 2,250. You get 750 plus c is equal to 2,250. So the amount earned is equal to 2,250 minus 750. Oops, 2,250. This is a 0. And that's equal to 2,250 minus 750. 2,250 minus 750. Don't even need to use a calculator. 1,500. So the answer is C. Now number 6, umpire A officiates at 10 games while umpire B officiates at 6. The ratio of their earnings A to B is, so umpire A, number 6, A to B, that's equal to 10 to 6 as given. And looking at the answers, they want it in its smallest form, so dividing both sides by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the ratio 5 to 3. So the answer is C. Moving on, number 7. The number of possible subsets of M. The number of possible subsets of set M is, so M has 3 elements, P, Q, R. So the number of subsets is equal to 2 raised to the number of elements in M. So it's 2 raised to the third power. So 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 8. So answer is D. And now number 8. The number of elements in M intersects N prime is, so number 8, the number of elements, so it would look like this. Well, the circle intersection is too small still, but it can fit. So P and Q are shared. This is M, this is N, and R. A typical set would look. So you can see that N is just a subset of M. So to include the number of elements in M intersect N naught is, so this means everything intersecting except for N prime, but it doesn't matter if it's N prime, M still has those elements. So the option would be C, 3. M has 3 elements. Now, which of the following statements about sets M and N is true? M union N is equal to M. So M and M together is equal to the set M. That's correct. So the answer is B. Now number 10. Hold on, this light. I thought it was one of those. Alright, which of the following sets is empty? So P is equal to prime numbers, O is equal to odd numbers, and R is equal to even numbers. An odd number cannot be even, so odd numbers are like 3, 5, 7, even 2, 4, 6. Just adding 2, and divisible by 2. But for odd numbers, you're adding 2, but it's not divisible by 2. The next number becomes 9. Next number becomes 8. So the answer, Q intersects R. Odd numbers are not even. D. Alright, so now number 11. All students in a class play Scrabble or checkers or both. If 36% of students play Scrabble only, so number 11, 36% play Scrabble and 40% play checkers. 40% play checkers. What percentage students play both games? And they say that all students in the class play Scrabble or checkers or both. So the remaining percentage is the students that play both games. So it's 100 minus 36 minus 48. So 100 minus 36 minus 48 is equal to 16%. So the answer is B. Now item 12 refers to the following Venn diagram, which shows the universal set U and two sets T and C that represent students in a class who play tennis and chess. So, and 12 asks how many students play tennis but not chess. So in here are students that play chess. Outside of that are students that play tennis. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 students play tennis but not chess. So the answer is C. Moving on. Number 13. A refrigerator costs 1,850. So number 13. A refrigerator costs 1,850. 5% sales tax is added to the cost of the refrigerator. So instead of just finding 5% and adding it back to the 1,850, You can just multiply it by 1.05, where the 1 is the original number, 1,850, and the 5% is being added to it. So calculate this. 1,850 times 1.05, that's equal to 1,1942. So the answer is D. Now number 14, if EC $2.5, $2.50 is equivalent to US $1, then EC $25 in US dollars is, so number 14, the ratio is EC we can see, yeah, you can see the paper. 25 $0 divided by EC 2.5. You don't know what $25 EC in US is, so put X over US $1.00. So if you cross multiply, this will just be 1. This will just be 1. So the real math is dividing the 25 by 2.5. You should get 10. 25 divided by 2.5. So it's equal to US $10.00. So the answer is B. 15, for every $100 in sales or part thereof, a salesman is paid $10 as commission if his sales for a particular month were $1,020. How much commission was he paid for every $100 in sales or part thereof? Alright, so we have 1,020 0 cents, and we divide that by 100. That's equal to $10.20. Alright, and it says for every $100 in sales or part thereof, since this is greater than 10, the salesman would be paid 11 times the $10 for commission. So it's 11 times $10, and that's equal to 110.0 So the answer is D. And then number 16, the annual interest. Alright, so 16, the annual interest rate on a mortgage for a house assessed at a value of $450,000 is 5 cents on every $1. What is the interest paid on the mortgage for the first year? So 5 cents on every $5. You can just say 450,000 times 0.05. And that's equal to 450 divided by, wait, I shouldn't have divided, I should have multiplied actually. Oh yeah, multiply. Alright, 450 times 0.05 is equal to 22,500. So the answer is B. Now number 18, At number 18, I see another question above it. Number 17, a plot of land is $18,000. Land tax is charged at the rate of 70 cents per $100 value. What is the total amount of tax payable on the land? Alright, so per $100, 17. So 18,000. First, I have to divide it by 100, and that's equal to $180. $180, and tax is charged at the rate of $70 per 100. So that 180 now is multiplied by 70 cents. So 180 times 0.7 is equal to 126. 126. Total amount of tax payable. So the answer is D. Now number 18, a man's basic wage for a 40-hour week is $600. He is paid overtime at the rate of 1.5 times the hourly rate. If his total wage for a particular week was $802.50, how many hours overtime did he work for that week? So now number 18, first I have to find his pay rate. So for the 40-hour week, this is $600 for 40 hours. So to get his hourly rate, I have to divide it by 40, and that's equal to 600 divided by 40 is $15. $15 per hour. $15 per hour. And then overtime is at a rate of 1.5 times the hourly rate. So overtime is equal to the $15 times 1.5 times 1.5 is equal to $22.50. $22.50. If his total wage for a particular week was $802.50, how many hours overtime did he work for that week? So now total wage, total wage. His total wage is $802.50. Subtract that from the basic wage. Subtract the basic wage from it. So $802.50 minus 600, and that's equal to $202.50. And then OT is overtime hours is equal to 202.5 divided by overtime rate, $22.50. So 202.5 divided by 22.5. So he worked 9 hours overtime. 9 hours. And that's equal to question 18 part A, 9. Now number 19, simple interest. Simple interest on a sum of money is invested at 5% per annum, and a sum of money invested at 5% per annum for 3 years was $90. The sum of money invested was, so the formula for simple interest is P is equal to 100 times, the 100 is because of the percentage, it converts it to decimal form. So in the denominator you can just write about 5. So 100 times 90 divided by 5 times 3. Put that in the calculator. So 100 times 90 divided by 5 by 3 is equal to 600. 600. So the answer for number 19 is C. Number 20, at a sale, Jack bought a bat for $36. The price included a 10% discount. So 20. The book looks kind of small. Right. I think this is better. Alright, so 20. He bought the bat for $36.00. The price included a 10% discount. What was the original price of the bat? So since it had a 10% discount, this price is at 90%. So to get the original price, it's a 36. The original price, $36.00 times 100. I think 100 over 90. Hold on. $36 times 100 over 90. Yeah, 100%. 40. So the original price was $40.00. So the answer is D. Alright. Like 1/3 way through. So number 21, 3x squared plus 2x cubed. So 21. So 3x squared plus 2x cubed is equal to 6, and then you have x. Since the bases are the same, you can just add the power. That's equal to 6x to the 5th, and that's in part C. And number 22, if x is an integer that satisfies the inequality 4 is less than 2x less than or equal to 6, then for that 4 less than 2x less than or equal to 6, you just divide everything by 2. Divide everything by 2. That's equal to 2 is less than x less than or equal to 3. So the answer for this is A. No, 23. The distance L that an elastic string stretches when an object of mass m is hung from it varies directly as the mass of that object If the string is stretched a distance of 31 centimeters by a 5 kilogram object, how far will the 29 kilogram object stretch the string? Alright, if the string is stretched a distance, so we have 31, let's do ratio, 31 over 29. Actually, should have put the 29 in the numerator. So 29 over 31 is equal to x over 5. Right, 5 kilograms stretches to 31. How far will 29 kilogram object stretch this? Oh, alright, my bad. I'm mixing up the length with the weight. Alright, so now 29 kilogram, 5 kilogram is equal to x over 31 centimeters, and then cross multiply, you get x is equal to 31 centimeters, the kilograms cancel out, times 29 over 5. So 31 times 29 over 5 is equal to 179.8 centimeters. 179.8 centimeters. So the answer is D. Alright, I think this can hold one more question. So 24, John has X marbles and Max has twice as many marbles as John. Max gives John 5 of his marbles. How many marbles does John now have? So John, and you have Max. John has X marbles. Max has twice as many marbles as John. So 2 times X. Max gives John 5 of his marbles. So John X plus 5, Max 2x minus 5. How many marbles does John now have? X plus 5. And that's A. Alright, split this. Number 25, given that given that 3 star 6 is equal to 12 and 2 star 5 is equal to 9. By the way, the star is not multiplication, it means operation. So A star B may be defined as, to do this you have to just test each of these equations and see which one gives you back the answer. When you substitute A equals 3 and B equals 6, you get back 12. And then A equals 2, B equals 5 gives you 9. So if I say 6 times 3 is 18 minus 6 is equal to 12. Then 2, 6 times 2 minus 5, 12 minus 5, that can't work. So the next reasonable one is C. So 2A, this is 25. So 2 times 3 plus 6 is equal to 6 plus 6, that's equal to 12. Now does it satisfy the next condition? 2 times 2 plus 5 is equal to 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. So the answer is C. C. Alright. If A equals 3 and AB equals 6, then A square minus B square, so 26, A square is 3 square, but we don't have AB. AB equals 6, so AB is equal to 6, but we already know that A is equal to 3, so 3B is equal to 6. Divide both sides by 2, and then get B equals 3. Then A square minus B square, hold on, 3B divided by 3 gets the B by itself, and 3. Alright, my bad. So B is equal to 2. So A square minus B square, so minus 2 square. So that's the same as 9 minus 4, that's equal to 5. So the answer is C. Now given that 1, 3 minus 3, 305, then 3A equals multiplying the matrix by a constant number. So you have 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times negative 3 is negative 9, 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 15, 15. Answer is A, 27. Then item 28, the matrix P is equal to 8, 6, 7, 5. So 28 8, 6, 7, 5. This is called A, B, C, D. And the determinant is equal to AD minus BC. And that's equal to 8 times 5 minus 6 times 7. So that's equal to 40 minus 42. It's equal to negative 2. So the determinant is negative 2, and that's B. Now 29 refers to the following vectors P and Q. The vector P minus Q is represented by P minus Q. So 29 P minus Q is 3, 3, 7 minus 2 and minus 5. 3 minus 2 becomes plus 2. So that's equal to 5. And 7 minus 5 is 2. So 5, 2. So 29, 5, 2. Answer is C. Then number 30. Item 30 refers to the following diagram, which shows two forces, vectors, that act on an object. So you have F1 which goes horizontally on the y-axis to the right, and then F2 goes to the top right. Now it asks which of the following diagrams best shows the resultant sum or of the forces F1 and F2. So to get the resultant force, you have to draw the forces first in order. So you have F1, and then F2. So you have to draw from tail to head and head to tail. F2, and then from head to tail, resultant vector look like this, FR. And the one that matches it is B. So 30 is B. 30. Now 31 on the next page, the length 3,800 millimeters expressed in meters is, so 1,000 millimeters equal to 1 meter. Let me write it. 1,000 millimeter is equal to 1 meter. Expected to know this. So that means 3,800 millimeter divided by 1,000 is equal to 3.8 meters. So the answer is B. Now item 32 refers to the following diagram, which shows a sector of a circle AOB. AOB is equal to 60 degrees and the radius OB is R units long. The area of AOB in terms of pi is given by, alright, the area AOB in terms of pi, the area of a circle is pi r square. The area of a circle is pi r square. But since this is just a sector of a circle, and the whole revolution of a circle is 360, so 60 over 360 times pi r squared gives the area for this sector. So 60 over 160 is equal to 1 over 6 times pi r squared, and this is the answer. So the area of AOB in terms of pi is pi r squared over 6a. Now 33, the area of a rectangle is 48 centimeters squared. What is its perimeter in centimeters if its length is 8 centimeters? The area of a rectangle is 48 centimeters squared. The length is 8 centimeters. So if you divide 48 by 8, you get the width. So 48 divided by 8 is equal to 6 centimeters for the width. You know, a rectangle has 2 widths and 2 lengths, so the perimeter is equal to 6 plus 6 plus 8 plus 8, so 16 plus 12 is equal to 28 centimeters. So that's a perimeter, 28 centimeters. Now 34, item 36 refers to the following diagram, which shows a compound shape made up of a rectangle and 2 identical semicircles, one on each short side. Using pi is equal to 22 over 7, the area of the compound shape in centimeters is Alright. So the distance between here and here is 15, but the total length is 29. So 29 minus 15 divided by 2. So the distance, hold on. So the distance between here and here, 7. Same on this side, 7. It's better if I use my finger, honestly. Seven. So since this is half a circle, a semicircle, if this is the radius, then the height would be 2 times 7, which is 14. Alright, what else am I missing? What else am I missing? Alright, we have this rectangle, so the height of the rectangle as well is 14. So the area of the compound shape